BBC Three Counties Radio.
2023 is full of incredible people doing things like bigger and better and just stepping out of their comfort zone, to be honest. And these are local people. I'm not talking about, blooming celebrities or Z-list influencers. Who cares what they're doing? Because they're always doing it for attention. Normal people like me and you are doing stuff for other people. And there's a woman called Neale from Luton. She's pretty inspirational because, well, let me get Kate on so she can tell you herself. Hello, Kate.
Hello.
Hello, Kate. Now, I know that's, inspirational and you probably don't like that. However, what you're doing kind of blew me away a little bit because we're of a similar age. I'm 55 this year. And when I looked at what you're doing, I thought, maybe I need to raise my bar.
I did my first marathon at 55, if that helps or not.
Oh, Kate. Kate, so tell everybody what you're doing and why.
I did my first marathon at 55, which was 2018. I did another one 2019 and had one booked for 2020. Obviously, 2020 didn't happen, and it was actually postponed until last autumn, October. So I was then also offered a place to run London Marathon, which I'd never done. I'd entered the ballot 9-10 times, never been successful. I was offered a charity place with Luton Lions and decided, because last summer I turned 60.
Yeah.
And I decided I wanted to do something a bit different, some physical challenges. And I knew I was doing Dublin Marathon, and the idea of doing London as well in a 4-week period seemed to make sense for some reason.
In what world did that make sense, Kate? In whose bonkers world?
My strange running world, I think.
That is madness. Let me take you back, Kate. Let me just ask you, because there'll be people listening a similar age to us, and I'm thinking, when you decided on your first one, were you in 2018, did you run a bit? Did you do some practice? Why did you decide then, at that age, to start marathon running?
I started running when I was about 47, and I always hated running at school.
Yeah.
We had to do a 1,500 metres every year. Hated it. Always thought I was going to be sick. Absolutely hated it. I watched the London Marathon, the very first one in 1981, and thought, that's amazing. I'd love to do that, but I hate running. And I watched it every year thinking the same thing. But when I was 47, my 3-year-old broke his leg, and it was really, really hard. He went from being very active to being this sad little boy who couldn't move about, and he was in pain, and it was awful. And I needed some headspace because I went back to being a 24-hour carer almost.
Okay.
And I needed some headspace, and the quickest, easiest thing I could think of was running. So I started, in spite of hating running, I started Couch to 5K. And 14 years down the line, I'm still running.
It's an amazing story. I can't believe that you just started at Couch to 5K. And pretty quickly, not long afterwards, you're sort of doing marathons, aren't you?
Well, it was quite a long time. It was about 8 years. It did take me a while to build up.
Okay. Well, that makes me feel a little bit better then. So there was a bit of build up. So did you do sort of 10Ks, half marathons and just kept building up?
Yeah, and I got involved in parkrun and 5Ks. I did 10Ks. I did some half marathons.
And I understand you're a running coach, aren't you?
I am, yes.
Where do you do that?
At Stopsy Striders, mainly. But I'm also involved in coaching other people. So the Women's Revolution group, which is a group of mainly Asian, mainly Muslim women in Luton. So if you see any groups of women out running in hijabs,
is that you guys? Oh, brilliant. So tell me how you met Amani.
As one of the co-event directors at Parkrun in Luton, a friend put me in touch, or put Amani's mum in touch, because they wanted to, and this must have been 2021, they wanted to organise a walk for hope for Brain Tumour Research in Luton to raise money, raise awareness. And they wanted to do a 5K in Wardown Park, which is where the parkrun happens. So I was put in touch, and they were doing the whole thing, organising the whole thing, more or less on their own as a family. And I was quite blown away by what they were doing and what they were fighting. I've got a daughter who's a couple of years younger, and it all just hit home quite a bit. And I said, well, don't worry about me sending you the details of how to set up the course. I'll sort it out for you. There was one less thing they had to do and one thing that I could do quite easily. And so I set up the course, and then I marshalled the course, and Amani was there, and she spoke. And for somebody so young, I mean, she was 22, 23 then, and obviously so ill, she was just inspirational.
She had a brain tumour, didn't she?
She did. She was diagnosed with brain tumour. First indication was on her 22nd birthday.
Oh, my goodness.
So, yeah, so young. And so much to give in life. And she fought so hard, and she did so much whilst being so ill to raise awareness. Because brain tumours are the biggest killers of children and adults under 40.
Are they?
And yet they get 1% of the cancer funding. So they're sort of the poor relation, and yet they're killing. They're so many people.
Yeah.
Are dying from brain tumours. The treatment is sort of hasn't really changed in 20 plus years.
That's just awful.
It is, and it's so indiscriminate.
Yeah.
It can be children, 2-3-year-olds. It can be young adults. It can be older people. There's no rhyme nor reason.
No, and I was just looking at some of the background on Amani, a master's student, first-class honours law graduate from Luton. I mean, she really was going to make a difference in this world, wasn't she?
Yeah.
A real bright, sort of intelligent young woman with everything to live for.
Yeah. And I think, in the short life that she has made a hell of a difference.
Yeah.
She really has. And if the rest of us can carry that on, then yeah, definitely I want to do that.
And will you be raising money for brain tumour awareness when you run your marathons?
Well, the 2 marathons I did, they've already been done and dusted.
Okay.
But I realised, and they were sort of part of celebrating turning 60.
Okay.
As you do,
only as you do, Kate. The rest of us just sit in awe and go, wow, there's Kate over there being brilliant.
I realised because they were moving London Marathon back to the spring. It's always been a spring marathon.
Yeah.
For COVID and post-COVID reasons, they shifted it to the autumn for 2 years. But they're moving it back to the spring this time. And I realised I could do London for a second time in the year that I was 60.
And why wouldn't you, Kate?
Exactly. So it had to be done.
Oh, how's the training going?
It's going all right. Yeah, it's going okay. Light niggle, but that's got a physio appointment sorted, to get that dealt with. But no, the training's going okay. The fundraising is the thing that daunts me more than the training.
Well, look, while I've got you here, where can people, if they want to, if this has affected their family, where can they go and where can they donate? Right. This was the bit I wasn't prepared for and should have been. I have a Just Giving site, Lovely.
Which is Kate Neale, which is my name, and then 6060, because I'm doing 2 London marathons in the year I'm 60, and I'm looking to raise £6,060.
So with a bit of help, anybody listening, if you're thinking, crikey, that woman's amazing, maybe if you've got a little bit of cash left over, or you've got just a couple of quid, maybe bung it Kate's way, because she's doing amazing things, raising money, and also making women of a certain age like me think, well, okay, maybe I need a little challenge of some kind, because there you are, Kate, doing all of that. It's made me really think. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Fancy coming along to parkrun?
I do Saturday breakfast, and I am a massive promoter of parkrun because I think it's the best thing since sliced bread. So I always have someone on from parkrun, from different parkruns all over the 3 counties. And every now and again I get a day off, like over Christmas, I do parkrun. But it's like once in a blue moon. But my boyfriend does it every week.
But anybody else out there, whether they're a woman of a certain age or not,
get on board.
Parkrun is fabulous, and you can walk it.
Yep.
You can run walk it, you can jog it, you can fly around like a loon. I tend to go and think, I'm going to have a faster one today, and then I'll meet somebody and I'll just chat.
Yeah, and then have a
around
lovely
them.
little natter.
Yeah.
I love it, that the fact that
brilliant.
loads of people do now just walk or walk with their dog, walk with their kids, because it's organised and it's there, and it's 9 o'clock Saturday morning. You can be back home having a cup of tea by 10 and toast and cereal and getting on with your day. But you've done your 5K. So it's a brilliant thing.
Definitely.
Kate, thank you so much for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
for
Kate,
having
and
me.
good luck.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.